What does a typical day look like for you if
I love this question because there is no typical day because every day is different. And that's what I love. A lot of the time, if you're seeing a new client, you don't actually know what they're going to present with. But on average, a lot of my days could range from one would be, for example, today I started the morning with somebody literally in a very difficult company culture. I have done 2 ADHD assessments this morning. I would often do an autism assessment. I spend a lot of time with teenagers, particularly as it relates to self-harm, possible hospital admissions as a result of all of these self-esteem difficulties. Relationship dynamics is something that is prevalent at least once or twice a day. A lot of people come with trauma. There's a lot of people that will come because of family dysfunction. And then so we do some of the work on how the family system has been impacting them. A lot of children might come to me because of school bullying, and we might do play therapy, or with the teenagers, talk therapy. I do a lot of work with grief, and I do some bonding therapy as well, which could be sitting with a parent and a child and trying to restore the relationship. So my days could look anything between that.
no day is the same, ne? Every day
No
is
day is
actually
the
different.
same. Yeah, there's other work that I do where I might do like so that trauma related stuff, the trauma response stuff might be I'll do a session with a client who's been hijacked or something traumatic has happened, and then we will do work related to that. Depends on the day.
So, do you work with people do you also deal with people who struggle with suicide or depression?
I work with people that have suicidal ideation every single day. In fact, it is important that I ask those questions. And it is also one of the things I'm comfortable to speak about because I think it has so much stigma. And it's very important that the client I'm sitting with or the patient I'm sitting with feels very comfortable to disclose this to me. Suicidal ideation is real and it's very prevalent. People feel it a lot. And sitting in that difficult space and holding that for them, they really can struggle because they feel as though something's wrong with them because they've gotten to this place where suicide is a real option. And what I always say to clients is, suicide is a permanent solution to what's often and unfortunately a temporary problem. But in the moment, it doesn't feel temporary. In the moment, it feels all consuming. And so it's helping people to work through what's going on. And then obviously, if need be, I'm required to mitigate their risk. And if they are at risk of harming themselves and or others, then that's when we would start to discuss alternatives in terms of hospital admissions to make sure that they're safe.
So, what signs can somebody else look for if maybe someone is going through?
Good question. Thank you. One of the first things is to start to see changes. Pay attention to changes. And those changes are often presented in the person doesn't necessarily want to engage anymore. They may start to self-isolate. They may start to stay home. They often will want to spend more time in bed, and that can look like sleeping too much or too little. So there's changes in their sleeping behavior. They may feel as though, or they may start to communicate things through their behavior, which could look like starting to give away things. Suddenly they want to give you their prized possession. They start to clean up. They start to make their lives look a little bit more organized because if obviously they are thinking about the impact of leaving. If anybody starts to tell you that they're considering suicide as an option, then please absolutely immediately get them assistance. You can go and walk straight into any emergency hospital, into the ER, and you just tell them that you're not feeling great, thinking about harming yourself, and they will take care of you and they will immediately admit. And they will then make sure that you see a psychiatrist and a psychologist. They may start to write letters. They may start to say goodbye. They may start to want to see family members that they haven't seen so that they can say goodbye. And if anything like that is communicated to you, then that's obviously worth noting. Not everybody's going to tell you that they're thinking about it. And then obviously that can be even harder to pick up on. When somebody has decided that they're going to do this, they may not share, which can make it very, very hard for you or somebody else to pick up whether they are at risk. But it's watching for any changes and knowing if you can see any signs of depression or mental health related difficulties. Maybe they stop taking care of self. They don't want to shower. They're not making effort with their presentation, their appearance. things just start to change. It's paying attention to that and then making sure that they get the help that they need.